Hola chicos, we are going to go over our packet notes on making comparisons. So we're going to focus on comparisons of inequality and comparisons of equality. All right, so our keywords. Más significa more, menos significa less, and then que significa than. All right, so the good news is when you're making these comparisons, you are going in the same order. The sentence structure is the same sentence structure that we follow in English. So this makes it a lot simpler to follow. So lemonade is more expensive than juice. All right, so we got to know that expensive is caro. All right, so I'm going in the same order. La limonada es más cara que el jugo. Okay, so I did make a change, right? I know that expensive is caro, but with this sentence structure, guys, the adjective that you use to make the comparison agrees with what you mentioned first. La limonada is a singular feminine noun, la. So I have to make my adjective agree with that. All right, let's look at another example. The mashed potatoes is less salty than the fries. And then I know that salty is salado. So el puré de papas es, I want to say less salty, so menos salado que las papas fritas. And salado is agreeing with el puré, which is the noun that I am describing. Sometimes we make these comparisons of inequality based on verbs. And again, good news is it goes in the same order. So if I want to say my brothers eat more than I do, then mis hermanos comen, I want to say more than, so más que yo. Another example, in this case, we'll use less. So Julio talks less than you. Julio habla menos que tú, right? Now, so okay, let's kind of recap this right here. So comparisons of inequality. You follow the same sentence structure as you would in English. The noun that you use to make your comparison the adjective you use to make your comparison agrees with the noun you mentioned first. And now let's look at comparisons of equality. Okay, so in that case, we're saying things like as some type of adjective or adverb or adjective as something else. Okay, so again, same sentence structures. So carrot cake is as delicious as chocolate cake. And we know that delicious is delicioso. Okay, so el pastel de zanahoria es as delicious as. So tan delicioso como el pastel de chocolate. And delicioso, which is the adjective that I'm using to make the comparison, does agree with what I mentioned first, which is el pastel, because that's my noun, right? Okay. Sometimes when we're making these comparisons of equality, we use a noun to make that comparison. Okay, so in that case, if I'm using a singular noun, guys, I would say tanto o tanta, that singular noun, como. And in that case, it means as much, whatever the noun is, as something else. Then if I'm using tantos or tantas, it's because the plural, I'm using a plural noun to make that comparison, como. Okay. And in that case, it takes on the meaning of as many, whatever my plural noun is, as something else. So let's look at some examples. I ate as much as you did. So, I ate as much food, sorry, this is important, as you did. So food is the thing that I am using to make my comparison, right? In español, that's comida. So same order. I ate, yo comí. As much food as. So tanta comida como tú. And then I use tanta in this case because what I am using to make that comparison is comida. And that's la comida, so it should be tanta comida. Okay, that's why over here you have tanto or tanta because that agrees with whatever your noun is. Okay, now let's look at one with where we're using tantos. Okay, so you all tried as many desserts as they did. And then we know that desserts are postres, more specifically los postres. So, ustedes probaron tantos postres como ellos. When we're making these comparisons of equality with verbs, what we use is we're going to use tanto como. And that little phrase, this tanto como, is going to come after the verb. And it does not change, meaning in the sense like if it's a singular form of the verb or plural form of the verb, it's not going to matter. Okay, so if you want to say as much as, then it's just tanto como. Okay, so let's look at two examples. I don't sleep as much as my brother. So no duermo as much as, so tanto como mi hermano. Okay, one with a plural verb. So we study as much as you do. So nosotros estudiamos tanto como ustedes. Hi guys. So what you're going to do now is you are basically going to fill in these notes, the same notes that we went over in this Canvas activity. And this is the way that you're going to show me that you took your notes and you watched the video. Hi chicos. Adios.